Let me make it very clear, based upon what the court looked at, he has never had a Michigan license, ever, and has never had a license in the other 49 states and commonwealths that form up this great union. He has never had a license.
But how do we go forward? And that's why I'm here to sort of minimize. You okay? Can he did get into an accident. May he sit down? May he please, Your Honor?
Clear. Part of the reason I'm also doing this is because I think he was warned and released, didn't take care of it. And secondly, this has been out there for 9 years.
In a huge twist to this court case that went viral out of the state of Michigan.
Court calls case People versus Corey Harris.
Conrad Siller on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Tate for Mr. Harris, who should be present via Zoom.
Mr. Harris, are you driving?
Actually, I'm pulling into my doctor's office, actually. So just give me 1 second. I'm parking right now.
Great. You stationary?
I'm pulling in right now at this second. Yes, I am.
All right. What are we doing?
Your Honor, we are respectfully requesting an adjournment in this matter, up possibly 2 to 4 weeks if the court would allow.
Okay. So maybe I don't understand something. This is a driving while license suspended,
That is correct, Your Honor.
and he was just driving, and he didn't have a license.
Oh,
Is with the charges, Your Honor, yes.
No, I'm looking at his
Yes.
record. He doesn't have a license. He's suspended and he's just driving.
That is correct, Your Honor.
It turns out all of this may have been BS.
I don't even know why he would do that. So defendant's bond is revoked in this matter. Defendant is to turn himself into the Washington County Jail by 6 p.m. today. Failure to turn himself in will result in a bench warrant with no bond. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Harris, I'll be giving you a call.
okay.
Here's the important update.
Well, I did not know about it, Your Honor. Okay.
Counsel, there is not a doubt in my mind that that's true. I know.
Okay.
We'll see you in August.
Okay, thank
Defendant
you.
is remanded on the Allen Park warrant. So you go in the mail. So at this point, the bond will continue.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Here's what we know. Per WXYZ TV in Detroit, Harris could not comprehend why he was being charged with the crime of driving with a suspended license. Harris's initial suspension was tied to a child support case, and in January 2022, a judge ordered the suspension to be lifted. Now, the Secretary of State's office in Michigan did not get clearance from the circuit court. So in a twist, the suspension wasn't lifted. The outlet then went on to report they were dumbfounded the case was not resolved months ago by a public defender because the 7 News team in Detroit went through Saginaw court records and saw the judge rescinded the order suspending Corey Harris's license and that it should have been reinstated. WXYZ TV would interview the man himself, and he'd say that the only thought he had in his head was helping his wife get the medical attention she desperately needed, with or without a suspended license. He would spend 2 nights in jail. Think about that. These are 2 nights he cannot get back because it was the judge's order at the time. He called all of this, quote, very embarrassing, did Harris. Angela Benander, Director of Communications for the Michigan Department of State, would speak with NPR and clarify. This is not a clerical error. This is a failure of action Benander then places the blame at Harris's feet, outlining what should have happened and subsequently what did not. In Harris's case, it was his driving privileges that were suspended, not his license, wrote NPR. When he was eligible to have those privileges reinstated and eventually secure said license, Benander said Corey Harris did not follow the proper steps to make that happen. His attorney would say Harris strives to be a law-abiding citizen and called him a lovable goofball. NPR, though, would continue to go on through Benander, who provided more. Quote, you can have a Secretary of State's driver's record without ever having an official driver's license. And that's usually because when you receive a suspension of driving privileges, we will create a record and then list it as suspended. She'd go on to say, so in this case, there was a record. It was suspended status. That doesn't mean that he had a license, which it turns out he did not ever have a valid driver's license. So here's what I will say. I believe that the internet owes Corey Harris an apology. Most importantly, the public defender's office should give the biggest apology of them all. Because as it has been reported, all of this information was readily available. And yet, somehow it slipped through the cracks. It did not happen to, the events that transpired did not benefit him. It hurt him. It resulted in many of us taking up the same exact energy and emotions that the judge, Cedric Simpson, I believe his name is, had and contained, which was very reminiscent of just any embarrassing moment that we have seen on like court TV. Oh, I cannot believe that this guy is driving with a suspended license and appearing via Zoom behind the wheel. What I will say is this, just to be fully transparent. If you know that you have a court case coming up and you don't potentially have a driver's license, why would you appear behind the wheel on a Zoom? But that's another conversation for another day. I hope that there is some fraction of justice here for him, because he has been made out to be incompetent when clearly, and I understand what Ms. Benander is saying, but clearly this all stems from a huge miscommunication, and he is owed something, in my opinion.